How's it going, everyone? Liam Catterson here. This is another edition for Attack on Titan. This is episode number 10 of season 1, which is called Response, which is the 6th part to the Struggle for Trost edition that we're going through. And last episode was pretty much hectic, especially for Eren, because not only did we get to see the events of him becoming the Titan that we know and love, that was smashing Titans left, right, and center for a couple of episodes, but he awoke for the first time in his human form since being swallowed by that Elder Titan. And yeah, the Garrison people weren't throwing a party for his return. In fact, they were wanting his execution because of the fact that they noticed he was a Titan and he was not admitting to it, proclaiming that he was full-fledged human. And the captain was not having any of it. So yeah, and Eren was completely oblivious. He did not know that he was a Titan. So this was all foreign for Eren. And Mikasa and Armin, of course, protecting him because they are awesome people. So they were basically the enemy in the Garrison's eyes because they were protecting Eren, especially Mikasa, who was ready to go ham again, which is always a sight to behold. But yeah, it was quite the hectic scenario, and then Eren would later put 2 and 2 together and then find out that he was part Titan. So he used that to his advantage to protect Armin and Mikasa as they rained hellfire on Eren. So it was a wonderful and tense episode, as we found out at the end of episode 8 that Eren was the Titan that was, like I said, smashing Titans left, right, and center for a couple of episodes. But yeah, it wasn't really the reception that Eren kind of expected, was it? I mean, this was the least this was one of the unexpected things, I guess, going through Eren's mind because of the fact that you don't expect humans to turn on you. But like I said in my review last episode, it should set up for a for what should be a very interesting scenario, because you have this war going on with the humans and the Titans, and now you've got these outsiders. You've got Eren, and Mikasa and Armin are always going to protect him, so they are, I guess, going to be seen as the enemy in I guess potentially the human side. Not all, because you had people like Jean, who was a bit disappointed that seemingly word got out to the Garrisons and whatnot. So yeah, but most people will be considering this war has been raging, and we have this once in the blue moon Titan that shows up. There is that trust that has to be questioned. Like, can you afford to have faith that we have a Titan on our side? Like, what if he suddenly goes berserk? What if his good nature is a once in a it's a blip. It won't happen again. You've got to account all of these variables. So in a sense, you do not blame people like the Garrisons for being a bit skeptical about Eren being a Titan and viewing him as the enemy. In our eyes, we encourage Eren to be the Titan because it's so glorious seeing him smash Titans left, right, and center. But when you put yourself in their world, and realize the horrors they've been facing, and you, like I said, you put all these variables into account, part of you does not blame them for being a bit, with Eren. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents on the matter. But like I said, it should be very, very interesting to see where the story does go, because it does seem to, I don't know, from if I was to predict where the story could be going, it does seem like we got this human Titans, and now we've got these outsider things going on. So it should be it should add a bit of complexity to this war that's going on. So that's what I'm kind of expecting going on forwards for Attack on Titan. But yeah, this is episode number 10. Let's get into this. I'm really excited to see what does happen now that Eren's back into his Titan form, in a more scarier version as well, because he was more skeletal, wasn't he? So yeah, but this is Attack on Titan. This is episode 10. Let's go.
サシャを見ろ。あんな目にあってもなお気高き兵士のままだ。
お腹痛いんで負傷者にしてもらっていいですか。
Oh, she tried to make up an excuse. Yeah. Boy.
これは確かに必要だったな。今です。
Well, Armin, you're in the stomach of a titan. How does it feel to join the club? Oh, damn, that is scary, but oh. Holy dang.
そこから壁を越えて地下室を目指す。もう一度巨人になってからな。そんなことができるの?
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's some kind of limit, like a timeout.
どうやって自分の腕を動かしているのか説明できないようにな。さっきは無意識に砲弾を防ぐことだけを考えた。だから
私が追いつけなければ私に構う必要はない。ただし私が従う必要もない。
いい加減にしろって言ってんだろうが。俺はお前の弟でも子供でもねえぞ。
But she does care so much about you, Eren. So yeah, I'm wondering if like that skeletal form, because he did talk about I'll grow into something stronger. So
なれなかった。僕は何度も二人に助けられたけど、
you're not.
二人を助けたこととうとう一度もないままだ。
Your time will come, Armin. You're not a coward.
これでどうやって対等な友人と言えるだろうか。どうやって
And plus, you're
僕の
the
一緒に行くなんてこ
brains.
とが言えるんだ。ついて
なんだ。無茶を言うが、アルミンがもしここ
It
で
looked crazy though.
俺は脅威じゃないってことを駐屯兵団に説得できると言うなら、俺はお前を信じてそれに従う。これが二つ目の考えだ。
Crazy, but let's do it,
お
please.
前ができないと言えば、さっきの最終手段に出る。
Plan A.
15秒前時ほど、どの行動が正解か当てることができただろう。
Oh.
それに頼りたいと思ったからだ。
いつそんなことが。
いろいろあっただろう。5年前なんか。お前が
Don't
ハン
beat
ネさん
yourself
を呼
down
んでくれなかった
too
ら、
much, Armin. You're
俺
as
も
great
ミカサも
as
巨人に食われて死んで
you
た。
think you are.
勝手に自分は無力で
We're all our worst critics. That's the thing.
二人はそんなこと思ってなかったのに。
アルミン、
You're greater than what you think you are.
装填完了したようです。いつでも撃てます。
Let's
僕
go.
の命を預けると言っている二人は。
意味はない。目の前で正体を表しておいて今さら何を言う。
Because you're jumping the gun, buddy.
それができなければ危険を排除するまでだ。
Well, let's just round up a few titans.
必要ない。そもそも我々が彼をどう認識するかは問題ではないのです。
Come on, Armin!
大勢の者が彼を見たと聞きました。ならば彼が開けば動きません。
Come on, Armin!
確かにそうだ。巨人が味方。そんなバカな。
Nothing is impossible, buddy. This is your ray of sunshine. This is your golden opportunity. Take...
奴らの巧妙な罠に惑わされるな。
Someone want to yeet this captain over the wall?
ミカさん。
He's relying on fear too much. Yes, buddy.
私は永遠に人類復興のためなら心臓を捧げると誓った兵士。その信念に従った末に命が果てるのなら本望。彼の
Damn, Armin!
残から死にゆく全てもの間に彼の戦術価値は研ぎます。
Come on! Get this into your head! Go on, Armin!
彼の言葉は考察に当たる。
How about you?
どう命乞いしようと 奴らは
Son of a bitch!
部隊の割には小鹿のように繊細な男じゃ。
Ho, 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 ho.
ピクシス司令。
Hey! Pyxis!
お前にはあの者の見事な敬礼が見えんのか。今着いたところだが状況は早馬で伝わっておる。お前は増援の指揮につけ。わしはあの者らの話を聞いた方がいい
Thank
気
you,
がするな。
Pyxis.
広く防衛の全権を託された人物だった。
やはり見当たらんか。超絶美女の巨人になら食われてもいいんだがの。
Oh god, this
そし
dude.
て生来の変人としても知られている。
Yeah.
司令は何を考えておるのだ。得体の知れ者た
Just
ちを
straight up
親
chill.
をつけずに町の奪還も可能だと申したな。あれは
Our
本当にそう思ったのか。それとも苦し紛れの命乞いか。
それは
Have some
両
faith.
方です。あの時僕が言おうとしたことは、
It was
巨
a
人に
plan
なったエレンが
to
あ
keep
の
them
女
alive,
を
but
運んで
have
破
faith
壊
in
され
Aaron.
た扉を塞ぐということでした。
勝った。質問を間違えてしもうたわ。お主はやるのかやらんのか。
Ah, that's the thing. That's the question. Do you want to help us? There's no guarantee this will work, but there's guarantee your heart is full of purity.
やります。穴を塞げるかどうかは分かりません。でもやります。
Nice. Nice. Man. Gotta say we stand Pyxis so much though. Like that captain was ready to just go ham on he was ready to go ham on Eren and co. Wouldn't listen. Armin's play, gotta say, that speech from Armin was pretty solid, and it was pretty motivating. It was pretty delicate, and it was really beautiful. But it didn't prove to be a convincing. Well, I don't think you could have the most convincing speech ever, and that be effective for the captain, because he relied on fear so much. So you know, the wise words wouldn't unravel in his head, and he would just be putting all the fear variables into account and put them at the forefront rather than conviction, rather than strategy. Because you saw even some of the Garrison people, they were like, you know, like they had that moment of contemplation, but the captain not having any of it. So yeah, but it was a pretty solid episode. And like I said, Pyxis, stan him so much. He was just incredible. So that was a stellar episode for Attack on Titan. Yeah, things are looking a bit more on the up for Eren, which is what he needs, to be fair. And I don't just mean that as a way, like, oh, well, he's had a lot of negativity, so, you know, he cut him some slack. He needs this to prove a point, in a sense. Like, he needed that support from Pyxis, who, absolutely incredible. Because the main concern I had with Eren being a Titan is that people will have this lack of trust, as evident by the Garrisons. There will be people who will support Eren and think, okay, well, this is beneficial. But a lot of people will have that distrust, will have that fear, and the captain was no stranger to that. But, you know, these people are ruled by fear, so yeah. But there was a lack of trust in Armin's words when Armin gave that beautiful, incredible speech because of that fear. Like, he could convince him any way he wants, but it wouldn't register through the captain's eyes because he is dictated by fear, whereas Pyxis is more strategical. He's more defiant to the idea of fear. I mean, he even contemplates the idea of being consumed by a beautiful Titan woman. So, I'm glad he has that on his fetishes, but not me. But yeah, no matter what Armin's speech was going to be, no matter if you could improve it any other way, which I thought, don't try it because that was a beautiful speech, it wouldn't register in the captain's head because fear is on his mind. So yeah, it is important to have that support from Pyxis, to say do what your heart tells you, because it gives him that esteem, it gives him that self-esteem of him being a Titan rather than him being a monster. Because otherwise, I feel like that would be running through Eren's head. Like, am I a hero or am I a monster? You got Pyxis being the support, saying do what your heart tells you and get that boulder to protect Trost. So yeah, it gives Eren that support and something to open the door to prove himself to others, like the captain, that he isn't a monster. That yeah, he might be a Titan, but that but he can be our hope. And if you don't trust that belief, then the proof can be in the pudding, thanks to Pyxis. So yeah, but yeah, I'm glad we got a little bit more of Pyxis in this episode, because he seemed to be like a great guy when he refused to serve that selfish lord back in episode 5 or 6, I think it was. And he decided to fight for Trost, even though the lord was said, yeah, they're basically fodder, so who gives a toss? But again, it shows Pyxis' good heart, and he wants to help the people, and he is not done when it comes to strategy. He would rather protect the people rather than the selfish lord who doesn't care about the lives of the innocent, who is okay with the Titans winning, I guess, as long as he is okay. Probably not that mindset, but you get the idea. He doesn't really care about the people, but every time a city is lost, for example, like Trost, or an area is lost, the Titans have won, and this is and we're supposed to be fighting back against the Titans so they do not win. So, he is fighting for humanity's victory. And the same thing's happening with Eren. Like, he's fighting for humanity's victory. He sees the strategy in using Eren as a Titan to help humanity out rather than being dictated by fear like that captain was. So I really am glad that Pyxis came around and saved not just Eren but Armin and Mikasa as well, because if Pyxis didn't show up, then that would be all for Eren and co. So yeah, but yeah, like I said, he's more calm than feared. Like he has that fear inside his head. He is more calm. He is more, I guess, flamboyant as well. So yeah, but he's a wonderful dude. He knows what to do. So I'm glad that Pyxis saved the day at the very end. Gotta say, Armin's speech was, like I said, beautiful. I could applaud it all day. That was especially the second speech, because the first one was more of a plea and it was more calm, wasn't it? And then he stood his ground, reminded all of the people that were on the captain's side for the Garrison, that you saw what Eren did. You know what he did. So just calculate the odds. Why don't you? Just calculate everything in your head and realize this is not a monster. This isn't a threat. This is our hope. Which I'm really glad at. I think a part of Armin, because he is very, very smart, a part of Armin knew that the captain wasn't going to budge the first time around. So it wasn't worth it addressing him the second time around. So he reached out to the rest of the people. Even though the captain gives them the orders, it gives the people a bit of a chance to contemplate, because they are not they don't share his mindset. Like, we're all different people at the end of the day. So that's how I see it. The first one was a plea to the captain. Captain wouldn't budge after that first plea, so Armin decides to shift his attention to everyone else on the garrison and makes them see, because you had a few people who were like contemplating. But at the end of the day, it's the captain who does issue the order. So yeah, but like I said, I think that, as well as how ferocious his speech was just a testament to how beautiful that speech was. As well as the words conveyed by Armin, it was really, really good stuff to see. Not just that though, but it also plays on defiance to Armin's fears that he is useless. And I really loved the support that Eren utilized to Armin, because he had that 2 plan. And the second plan was fully entrusted to Armin, because Eren knows how great he is, how calculating he is, and how useful he is, you could say, because Armin was skeptical about himself. And I get that about Armin so much. He feels like he can never deliver, and we can be our own worst critic at times. Like, I have a very, very low self-esteem myself, but I get it from Armin. I totally get why he beats himself down, why he feels like he never delivers. So it's great to have that support from Eren to say, second planet relies on you, and I know I have hope on you because you're a great dude at the end of the day. And he might not tap into Armin's thoughts at that moment, but I think he knows deep inside that Armin is greater than he thinks he is. And we believe that as well, because we've seen time and again how useful and how resourceful Armin can be. So yeah, I really, really loved how Armin delivered in this episode. Easily the MVP for me, but great stuff from Armin. And we also got to see more about Eren and how he works as a Titan, especially when he gave that analogy, like, it's just like how you move your arm, it's indescribable, which I guess is, yeah, I think that's a really, really good way of explaining the Titan, especially since we saw a bit of him connected to the Titan, where he was like unconscious, and he was seeing through the Titan's eyes, which does work. So I really, really like that analogy, as well as being able to see Eren pilot the Titan, which was very, very eerie. And it seemed like the Titan was not fully formed, rather than just like rushed, I guess. So yeah, because it seemed to insinuate that I could just generate this body stronger. So yeah, which I assume is the Titan form that we saw him beat Titans left, right, and center with for those 2 episodes. But this was like a I guess it's like Shield and D&D, just instant, or something like that. But it was a rushed effort to save Mikasa and Eren, and yeah, I am a bit worried about the setbacks that could potentially inflict on Eren, because we saw him have that nosebleed. That's totally nothing, isn't it? Totally nothing. But yeah, it was great to see more about Eren and how he works as a Titan. But yeah, it was really, really good stuff this episode, especially from Eren. Like I said, he delivered absolutely, and well, Eren and Armin, yeah, Mikasa as well. Like they all very much delivered. Mikasa not leaving Eren's side once again, which is totally amazing. Because I just love the bond. I just love the bond between the 3, to be fair. Like, they are all really, really amazing. But yeah, this was a stellar episode. Like I said, Eren needed that support from Pyxis. Because, well, A, he would have been dead, and B, it gives him that chance to prove himself to the skeptical, the doubters. So that was really, really good for Pyxis to show up and be like, hold up, you're not doing anything. So yeah, like I said though, I can understand why the captain was a bit skeptical. It doesn't mean you can support it though, to be fair. Like, you get it. These Titans are very, very scary, but at the end of the day, it doesn't mean, like, you could just let him off the hook, I guess, at the end of the day. Just because he has a fearful mindset doesn't mean that, he is totally sympathetic. You can sympathize with him a bit, but when he keeps shooting down Armin's, like, speech, for example, yeah. It's not like, well, you can understand. It's like Armin's trying to get some common sense out, in them, but nada. So, yeah. But that was a solid episode for Attack on Titan. Can't wait to see Eren trying to prove himself now because of the support that Pyxis has given to him, and now get that boulder. So yeah, but yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!